Hey guys, hey, welcome back to the channel. It's Divine Sade. If you are new, as you see from this side-by-side comparison, we will be exposing Jesse Tyler and Oliver Anthony, okay? Most of you probably will not know who these characters are, but are familiar with some of their work, I guess you can say, what they are involved in. Now, these two characters are identical, and there are a lot of differences between these two characters, not with their appearance, of course, but with their personality, with their lifestyle, and it was purposely done, okay? Identical characters, I mean, they even kept the same hair color, and I can keep showing you guys side by sides, but before I get into side by sides, let's explain something. So, Oliver Anthony got really big in 2023 off of this song called Rich Men North of Richmond, right? And this song went really far because it's relatable to a lot of people. It discussed the feeling that people have towards the current economic system, the current way of the world with all the inflation and the weird um, dynamic that's going on with the work to income ratio. It's like people have to work more than what they make. All right, people have to do crazier things than what they make nowadays. Right? So this character comes off as very relatable, but is fictional. And that's why I like exposing these type of characters, because a lot of people think they're real, and this character really tried to sell that he's real, but he's not. And you have to understand with these relatable characters, they are only relatable and can speak so quote unquote passionate about a situation or something that the system is doing because they created the system. They are made from the system that created that situation, right? So of course they'll know everything about it. They'll be the ones that are quick to express what people, of course, are already feeling. And they take what people are feeling and they make a character off of that, and they already know everything to say because they made the system and they made it a certain way so you can feel that way, and then they later make characters that come off as relatable, as if they're saying something deep, as if they're exposing things, but these characters still contribute to that same system because they're made by the system, and that system created the issue in the first place, right? So it's all an illusion, you understand? So this character, his biggest song and all of his songs really contradict his other character that he come from, which is Jesse Tyler, right? Jesse Tyler is really big for his role that's in Modern Family, okay? So you have to understand the concept of modern, right? And this modern world that we live in. And in this show, he plays as a same gender couple, right? So he's dating another man in this show, right? And that's a part of the modern world. There's all these dynamics in this family that is stuff that is part of this modern world. And one main thing a part of this modern world is materialism, right? Now we see that his other character contradicts that. He lives more rural, right? He lives a life that lacks the modern tech and convenience, right? So here's another comparison of these two characters. Jesse Tyler and Oliver Anthony look so much alike, okay? Identical. And I always say that these characters tend to have a similar photo to their other character, and this is purposely done. It's like mockery. Well, it is mockery. And it's like leaving a clue behind. It's as if they have to omit this stuff, maybe for karmic reasons. They have to admit this stuff, or they just get off. Either way, they always do, and if people choose to deny this, you are basically consenting to your own demise. I noticed this in my Central C and Eminem video that they had so many photos that were identical and so many years apart. Well, look at this. Why would they both have a photo where the camera is angled very similar and they're holding a baby, right? Very similar photos. These two characters are identical. It's creepy. I mean, just really look at this. And of course, we can easily focus on the small differences that they purposely do, right? They purposely have different sized beards, okay? This is purposely done. One looks slightly more realistic than other, even though Oliver looks very unrealistic also. You have to look past these little decoys They're like tiny disguises. And to me, with doing this for so many years now, I don't even see the little disguises. Like, I just see everything for what it is. But I noticed that the smallest little disguise throws off the average person. And they're like, yep, that's a different person. Like, they actually didn't try with this one. They really did not try. They just placed the same template in another type of lifestyle, right? They put him in a rural lifestyle to talk about the problems of the world, the economy, and where the world is headed, you know? That's all they did. They don't do that much, especially nowadays. I think people are more, stupid nowadays. I think people really don't catch on nowadays. It's actually ridiculous. The moment I seen this Oliver Anthony guy trending, I was like, that's the guy from Modern Family. And no one has said anything about this, and no one's gonna say anything about this. All right, here's another side-by-side comparison. I mean, this one, come on. They look so much alike. So much alike. Their eyes are identical. Why would they keep the same ginger hair, the same hair? Why? And we see that they make Tyler's beard obnoxious, just very obnoxious. But their eyes are so identical, just the same exact character. And you can kind of see with these photos two different lifestyles. Oliver is always seen in the woods, outdoors, in nature. Also, Oliver's character is made to push this new agenda that they have. See, I've been telling you guys for a while on my channel that they're slowly pulling away from rap, okay? They seem to be going in the direction of country. I mean, it's pushed so much. It's crazy how many country artists they've been making, right? And it's for so many reasons of why they're pulling into another direction. It's because the damage was already done. And I have a docu-series on Patreon, which is about the number 42 and 24, same number because it has the same value. And it's predominantly talking about the destruction that black media did to black people. I just recommend you guys go watch that docu-series because it's really interesting. And any group of people could be next, like I always say, they control a certain racial demographic of people. They'll put all their focus on them recreating their image in the media through celebrities, just to control and program that group of people. They do this all the time. So we see that these two characters live such different lives. Their lifestyles are so different. I mean, look at this. Look at the photo at the top. He has this beat up car. It's old. He's in the woods, grass not cut, whatever. He has his dog. His dog's, of course, bigger than his dog. Just this trying to be so realistic and down to earth and just relatable, while his other character is like in this huge mansion, right? I bet his grass is cut. We can kind of like zoom in over here and see like his grass is cut and stuff like that. And he has a small dog, so that's a connection of like they got a dog, It's just two different lives. It's purposely done. And here is the biggest contradiction between these two characters. I mean, it's like whoever creates these characters do this stuff intentionally, So Oliver's character is very religious. I mean, he's like the most rule-minded type of person ever, just old, okay? Like this old coding that they are pushing, right? And his other characters is modern coding that they've pushed. That's why he's a Modern Family, right? So Oliver's character is reading a Bible on stage, right? Now, in the Bible, we all know that it speaks against the idea of same-gender marriage. Now look at this. His other character is dating a man. You see what I'm saying? So like, there's major contradictions here. Now here's another contradiction between these two characters. We see that back in 2024, Oliver's character randomly posted Trump after he got shot, right? I'm not sure if this character is with Trump, if he likes him, but he kind of comes off as if so. But him posting him with no caption is kind of leaving things open ended. But you wouldn't see his other character do something like that. In fact, his other character has basically implied people should really think before they vote, right? Because he's a part of the LGBTQ community. And so we know that Republicans are predominantly not friendly of that because they're conservatives, right? And that is what his other character is. I mean, religion, posting Trump, rural living, and nothing is wrong with rural living. Um, but I've noticed that these two characters are on two ends of the spectrum. They're both super extreme, right? And it's like there's no middle ground with these two characters whatsoever. They're purposely on two different ends of the spectrum. Like I said, this character is made to be super relatable and just a major like infiltrator. This is his little backstory. He's a former factory worker that lives in a camper and refused to sign an $8 million music deal, okay, after his song became a global hit, okay? So trying to play that humble route, that humble role again, you know, they do this stuff and it's just insane because they're making it seem as if this would happen to a real person. This type of story kind of makes people desire to be famous. And I talked about this in my Chris Brown video, how his story, along with other characters like Justin Bieber, their come up story, I think it programs people to think that this could happen to them. And I see that they're doing this all over again, where they're trying to make the story seem more relatable to get more people with this crazy desire to be famous, which is a delusion because every single person that is famous is involved because they have to control what is pushed to the mass majority. So why would they let a real person in there that could possibly um, shift their agenda? You know what I'm saying? Even with all the threats, the control, the abuse that people think goes on, a real person it just wouldn't work. You know, if someone has an agenda, it's best to just keep creating these people. I have another video on Patreon on how celebrities are created because they're all created and they're all created for a specific purpose, and it just would not make sense for them to go and grab a real person, go spot out talent, a real person, and put them on a pedestal when they have this whole system where they can just create characters to push their agenda and just control the mass world. Like, you know, why would they go and shout out new talent or you or anyone? And so people have to shift their perception of wanting to be famous. It's kind of a delusion. It is a grandiose delusion, and they have conned people with their own characters to think that it could happen to you, right? I believe that someone could be independent and they can work, but even as independent, I don't think that you're going to get as pushed because, again, these fake independent artists that are super pushed, the system, the algorithm is in their favor, okay? You have to understand that. When you're independent, nothing is really helping you. You help yourself and you have to work 20 times harder, okay? They have the algorithm in their favor, so they're always being helped, even if they pretend like they're real, like this character, for an example. The algorithm is clearly in its favor. It's like this character is really pretending like this role that this character is playing is just outrageous. So this was a post on the character's Instagram and basically showing its dashboard and the check engine lights on, trying to be so relatable. I just really cannot believe they went this far, but they go very far. I mean, they have characters smaller than this character who are in your everyday life walking around. They could even be struggling, living in a hood. They don't really care. They go far, okay? They go far. When they want to infiltrate, if they got an agenda to push, they will go far. They don't care. Like, really look at this stuff. Check engine light on. 300K plus miles on the car. You know, it's all scripted. It's purposely done. It's purposely done. It's purposely done. And again, they always do symbolism. I'm showing you guys that this character does symbolism to show you that they're all involved, okay? It's just not a coincidence. He's literally doing one-eye symbolism. They do this all the time. Again, this is purposely done. This was intentionally done. On Instagram, you could put a cover for something that you post or whatever, and this character intentionally made it where it's like one eye, you know? So they intentionally do symbolism to show you guys, like, you gotta be a fool if you think these characters are real. Now here's some gematria connections and some little riddles between these two characters. So randomly, Oliver had posted a jersey and it had the number 55 on there, right? His other character, Jesse Tyler equals 55. Okay, so that's a crazy connection between these two characters. Here's more gematria. Jesse Tyler Ferguson matches to Oliver with 81. I also noticed that Jesse Tyler Ferguson, I don't know which way it was, I forgot to screenshot it, but he equals 99 in gematria. I wouldn't be shocked if they kill these two characters or just one of them. They have a Death Faker vibe to them. It could mainly be the Oliver character, but both of them come off as Death Fakers, of course. Death Fakers are huge energy harvesters. So we see that Oliver's real name is Christopher Anthony Lunsford, and it matches to Jesse Tyler with 138 and with 132. Oh, here it go. I actually did screenshot it. So yeah, Jesse Tyler Ferguson equals 99. And you guys know what I said about characters that equal 99. They're going to be Death Fakers. I've proved this time after time. You guys have even came and started pointing things out to me because I've been saying this for a very long time, like what, 2-3 years now? These characters that equal 99 are Death Fakers. Elvis equal 99, Queen Elizabeth equal 99. I have a whole video on that. I showed how she equal 99, so of course she was a Death Faker. There's other characters, you know, that equal 99 and they're Death Fakers. That's double completion. 9 is the number of completion. That's double completion. Make sure you guys go check out my numerology book, and make sure you guys join the enlightenment tier so you can get a numerology reading. So yeah, these two characters are identical. Do not be fooled. He is not a real character. Just because he's infiltrating in a wood somewhere and he has a beat up car with all these miles on there and he has a check engine light on and he seems very relatable. He's not real, you know. They go very far. I'm never shocked at this point. And as time moves on, I noticed that they're trying to make more smaller characters because it's like they know people are not relating to these big characters anymore. So they're really focusing in on creating smaller people so people could feel personally connected to them. And that's how they harvest more energy. So yeah, guys, Oliver Anthony is a character, okay, fictional, and he comes from Jesse Tyler. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys so much.